In this tutorial, we will be finding out how to trace an image within Illustrator for use in poster design, logo design, all kinds of aspects of design where an image needs to be resized to, let's say, the size of a mountain, right down to the size of 5mm square. Let's dive straight into it. First of all, we need to open up Illustrator. So this is on a Mac. The same things will apply on a PC version of Illustrator. The only difference is that if you press Option on a Mac, it is pressing Alt on a PC. So just keep that in mind. So first of all, we need to load the image up into Illustrator. If you go to File, New, set profile to print, size to A3, change orientation to landscape format. Everything else needs to be the same. Color mode to CMYK and 300 ppi. So you press OK. I'll make sure the units are in millimeters. Click on OK. So now we have a blank document. Pay no attention to anything else around here. I'll introduce you to all this stuff throughout this, not everything, but some of the main key features of Illustrator later on. So you go to File, Place, and this is my image here. I open this, so place it in. Make sure this link is ticked. If you were loading your file up through the network, maybe deselect that so the image stays within the file. The file size is obviously going to get a lot bigger. So click on Place. Alright, so this image is now on the layer. Layer tool is over here. It is now on layer 1. So if we double click on this layer and we change it to image, it's just naming image. And if we double click off this area here, we actually get layer options. So what do you do with this? You set this to a lock, dim images to 50%, and then you click on OK. So you see instantly that this image itself has been dimmed a fair bit. So now we need to create our new layer on top of it, which is just, think of it as being a piece of tracing paper on top of it. So to do that, you click on this new layer icon here, and then you name this layer Trace. Press Enter. So now all the things we're going to draw on top of this image is going to be in this trace layer. So first off, how do you navigate Illustrator? If you press Z, same on a Mac, same on a PC too, press Z, you get the zoom button. So if I just click a few times, I'll zoom right in to, let's say, 600%. If I press the Shift button, same on a PC, you can move the image around. So all I'm doing is I'm pressing Shift and keeping my finger down on Shift key, and I'm pressing down with the left button on the mouse, and I'm moving this image around. Okay, so once I've got my finger on the Shift key still, I've taken it off from the mouse. And if I take my finger off the Shift key, it goes back to the zoom key, to the zoom tool. So anytime you press Shift, it goes to the hand, and anytime you deselect the Shift, it goes back to the original tool that you were using. So now what I want to do is I want to trace this image. So in order to do that, I zoom into 600%, and then I go to the pen tool, which is this tool here. Click on that. And then I need to go to this color picker here. Now this one here is the fill color of the object, and this one here is the stroke, being the outline of the object. If I click on this one here and select none, I'm just going to have an outline whenever I draw. So I'll start this off. If I click there and then click and then drag, see how it has a curve? So I align this curve up against the plane. So I click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag up, but look at this. Oh, it doesn't match up. If I press Command Z, same thing on the PC, but the only difference is it is Control Z. If I press an Option here and I click here, I get a straight cut on there. I can press the normal keys still. Get it to get a curve. I just use the tool as normal. Click, drag, click, drag. The only time I press Option or Alt on the PC is when I want to have a hard edge. So in this instance now, I press Option or Alt and I get that hard edge. Option. I'll click on Option again. Oh, that's not right. Control Z. Alright, so now I click on Option again. And now I press Shift to go to the hand tool, and I shift this plane up. Take the finger off the mouse, the Shift key, and it goes back to the pen tool. So if I click on here, I can get that curve tool again. I press Option or Alt. Now I'm not going to trace this filler hose. So just going through, just clicking, just do a straight click, not moving and keeping the finger down on the mouse. Just having hard-edged selections in this wing. Press Shift button to drag. Alright, so now this warrants to click and make a curve. So click, make a curve. This is a bit of a hard-edged turn here, so press Option on the Mac and Alt on the PC. And I have that hard edge, that hard corner here. Same thing here, I press Option or Alt. And I keep on tracing. Option again. So just keep going through this image. Press space key. Alright, so this one here warrants to have a curve, so I click and drag. And then here I click and press Option or Alt on the PC, and then I make a curve. It's always good to have at least one pixel in. I've been doing this for a few years, so I usually put it right on the edge of the pixels, on the edge of the plane. So let's go through the rest of this plane. Press space bar to move so we can see what we're doing. We're just doing solid clicks here. Click and drag, click and drag. Solid click. Space bar. So this one here is going to have a few curves in it, which is good to try out. Oh, Control Z. or Command Z, press Option or Alt, make that hard edge there. Alright, so after that, what we can do is we can go to this solid tool here, which is just a selection tool. Selects the entire object. Just select it, so deselect, then you can select it. Press Z to zoom out. Okay, and now, check this out. If I reverse the stroke to a fill, I get my plane. So now I select the selection tool and then deselect the image, but just clicking on in the background. And then I go to my image, my original image layer, and I turn it off. And here is my plane. Best thing I can do now with this is I can increase it in size. I can duplicate it. So there's a few planes there. So I can do many things with this. So I can increase this plane image now to the size of a mountain and it'll keep the same quality. If I were to have done this same thing in Photoshop, it'll only be able to increase by the original resolution of that image. So let's say if I had a 72 dpi image, this plane itself would only be 72 dpi, and you could only print it to, let's say, an A5 page size, and that's it. Anything bigger, it'll be blurry or pixelized. Okay, I think that's about it for this one. All right, thanks, bye.